If you didn't have fear, you wouldn't have to take a risk. If you didn't have fear, you wouldn't have to have courage. It takes courage to get past some of that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You're not stuck because you're not capable. You're stuck because you've been doing it alone. There's an African proverb that says you can go fast alone or far together. And let's go far and let's go far together. So take my leadership assessment test and let it show what you haven't been able to say out loud. And if your results qualify you, I'll support you through your next step. And I'll support you with a $2,000 leadership advantage, access to our private WhatsApp community, and personal coaching. You deserve to rise. Start with the test. It's your moment. One project that I volunteered at work to be on was the communications action team. And, communication was not good, and how could we improve that? So we formed an action team to look at communication. I learned a lot about communication with that. I learned about upward, downward, and lateral communication. I learned about the grapevine and the value of the grapevine and ways that we could improve our communication by lateral communication, upward, downward, and also improving the quality of the information on the grapevine. I found out also about people who are isolated, and isolated people don't hear anything, and how important it was to get to isolated people. So that creative thinking, that problem resolution, I applied it inside my organization, and that skill is something that followed me for the rest of my career. Let's talk about fear and self-doubt. Okay? This will be a game stopper for a lot of us. And it was for me in many respects. But if you didn't have fear, you wouldn't have to take a risk. If you didn't have fear, you wouldn't have to have courage. It takes courage to get past some of that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I had a situation when I was in college and I needed some extra money. It was the Christmas break. I decided that I was going to get a job at Sears. My sister had a part-time job at Sears. Her boyfriend at the time had a job at Sears. Well, I could not get a job at Sears. So Sears, for those of you who may not know, it was a department store, basically. And so I get a lead. I go and in a group with about 20 other people looking for a job. I don't know how many they had. I think it was about 3. And I didn't even know what the job was. I found out the job was demonstrating drill guides. I didn't know anything about that. I never used a drill. I didn't know what a drill guide was at all. But it paid minimum wage plus $1 for every drill guide that you sold. And I need the money. I was going to do that thing. I was going to get over my fear of the unknown, getting over my fear of never handling a drill and all that. And I just sat back and I learned. So in this little session that we had, they taught us how to use the drill guide. And they gave us an opportunity to use the drill guide. And I'm left-handed, so of course I had to, reverse everything. So how to use the drill guide and how to make straight holes every single time. Quarter line drill guide. And I learned how to act and to give that great sales pitch that would sell these drill guides. So they picked me for the job. And one of the ladies that was doing the training, she said that I shocked her because I was so quiet. I didn't ask a question. But when I got up there, I sold the darn thing. I did. And it was that I had a goal and I needed the money. And I was going to sell me some drill guides that Christmas. So whether you measure your growth by money, by lives changed, or drill guides sold, you have to have some way to measure your life. And we'll talk more about impact and what matters at the end of your life, what really matters. And so Chris Christensen, He wrote this great book, How to Measure Your Life. And it was good for me because it helped me frame some of my fears. Some of my fears were not well founded. And at the end of the day, your fears are useless. What are you afraid of? Sell the darn thing. Do what you need to do. If you're going to make a mistake, make a mistake. Learn from it and move on. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt have you paralyzed. Paralyzed that you'll fail. Paralyzed that you won't do a good job. Well, you'll never know if you don't try. So you have to get over your fear, turn fear into courage, and do that next thing. You're not stuck because you're not capable. You're stuck because you've been doing it alone. There's an African proverb that says you can go fast alone or far together. And let's go far and let's go far together. So take my leadership assessment test and let it show what you haven't been able to say out loud. And if your results qualify you, I'll support you through your next step. And I'll support you with a $2,000 leadership advantage, access to our private WhatsApp community, and personal coaching. You deserve to rise. Start with the test. It's your moment.